It's been a gorgeous, hot, sunny day today, one of the hottest days of the year so far. And what better subject could you choose to shoot on a day like this than classic English poppies? So I'm in a field in Send, and to tell you the truth, the last few weeks I've been looking everywhere in Surrey for a field of poppies without much success. And today, as a location, is a bit of a tip-off. So a bit of a shout out to Andrew Boxall on Flickr. I'll put his Flickr account in the comments below for you guys to go and have a look. But if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't know where that this was here. Just walking across the field now. Just the odd outcrop of poppies. I don't know if the camera's actually picking them up, but I'm going to have a good look around here and see if we can find a good composition. So I've explored the fields a little bit and I've found a really stunning tree. Look at this behind me. Yeah, the one over that shoulder there. It's got beautiful shape to it and it's really dominant in this field and the landscape. There's also quite a few poppies, if I spin around again, over that way, which I don't think the camera's going to pick up on the video. But what I'm thinking of, if I explore over here, whether we can find something with the poppies in the foreground and then that the beautiful shape of that tree behind them, which could look quite dramatic and quite impressive. The only thing is, at the minute, there's absolutely no cloud cover. As I said earlier, it's been a gorgeous sunny day. The bad thing about that is there's no clouds at all. I'm not sure how much of a problem that's going to be with the image until we kind of find a composition and take it. But yeah, I don't think there's going to be a lot of colour in the sky when the sun goes down tonight. So the light is gorgeous, but trying to find a simple composition around all this complexity is a challenge. However, I think I've found 2 or 3 really beautiful poppies just over there behind me, and so I'm going to move the camera over there and the tripod and all the gear and see what I can get and what it looks like when we expose a few images. So the camera's set down quite low. I really want to get the feeling that you are properly in the field, you know, and make the poppies in the foreground as impactful as possible. The camera we've got set up is obviously my 5 DSLR, and then on the front today we've got my Lee circular polarizer. This is great on a day like this. Really sunny days can cause a lot of haze, and the polarizer really helps cut through that and saturate the colours, make them really nice and rich. Also, the sun is pretty much spot on 90 degrees to the camera, which I believe is the ideal angle to get the most out of a circular polarizer. So yeah, definitely a good choice to put that on in a composition like this. You'll see I'm not using any graduated filters at all. The light is right enough that I don't actually need a grad for this image. I can get it all in one exposure. Certainly in terms of dynamic range, so there's no need for any filters, any bracketing or anything like this, which does make it a lot easier. You know, you shouldn't use filters when it's not necessary to do so. However, there is one challenge, and that is, as you can see, if I can show you this on the camera, if I can get them both into shot. These poppies here are incredibly close to the camera, and that gives a different challenge, because it means that, you know, even with a really small aperture like f/16 or something, you're at risk of not getting both the foreground and that lovely tree completely pin sharp in focus. So I'm doing something that I don't do very often, and that is focus stacking. So I'm taking one image focused on the foreground on the poppies, one on the field in the midground, and then another one on the tree. And when I get back, I'll combine those all on the computer, and we should have really good front to back sharpness across the entire image. So I typically use manual focus for all my images. I think it just adds a degree of precision, and particularly for this focus stacking. So here, what we're going to do is just zoom in here, drop the focus point down here onto the first poppy, zoom in onto that, wait for the wind, for the breeze. That's another slight irritating factor. I'm having to time my images to make sure it's not too windy. There we go, that will do. And again, because of that breeze, I'm using one of these. I often just use a 2-second timer on my shots, because I don't think I really need the extra cable dangling around, swinging about, but where you've got to get your timing precise, then a cable release is well worth a few quid you pay for it. So I've done a bit more exploring. The other image was okay, it was a nice standard simple shot, but I really wanted something a bit more dynamic. I've come around the other side of the tree, so I'm facing almost into the sun now, and I've decided to go low and wide. So I'm running at 16mm on my 16-35 F4L IS, and as you'll see, the camera is incredibly low to the ground. So my tripod is pretty much on its lowest possible setting. If we come down, you can see that kind of gives you an idea of what kind of view we're getting. There we go. On the back of the camera, if I just flip the screen on, there you go. I've got a couple of poppies in the foreground and then just a beautiful shape of that tree. I better crack on now. The sun is rapidly dropping below the trees over that way. And my knees are getting very sore from scrambling around and all this undergrowth. I've already stung myself probably 100 times on stinging nettles and stuff. So I need to get this shot, get packed up. Yeah, and then hopefully we've had a really good result from tonight. So I'm all done here now. The sun has just dropped behind the trees opposite. It's been a beautiful evening after a very hot sunny day. That last image, I'm not sure how good it's going to be. It was a bit of a rush in the end. The sun was going down really quickly. I'm not sure whether I got the composition quite right. I'd have liked a little bit more time to refine it really. And also the focusing, I was again having to focus stack, and I'm not sure whether I've got it quite right. So if you don't see that image at the end of this video, you know what I think of it. If you do, then let me know your thoughts in the comments below. So that's it for today. If you liked what you saw, do give it the thumbs up. Check out more of my videos, and if you like what you see, then do subscribe to the channel.